Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Odyssey. In the last episode, we arrived and left the Lake Kingdom, and in this episode, we're heading off to the Wooded Kingdom. So let's go, shall we? Whoever heard of a wedding with a stolen dress? Let's get to that tactless fiend. Seeing as how we've got some time to kill, let's review some useful skills. Spin Throw. When you're surrounded by enemies and just wish you could hit them all at once, snap the Joy-Con to the side to do a snapped throw. Your hat will spin all around you. Well, there it is. Next, let's read up on the Wooded Kingdom. According to this guide, there's a giant greenhouse there filled with flowers. It's famous for its beautiful soiree bouquet. One thing I will say, the spin throw, it's kind of a finicky move to pull off. It pretty much is what it is, like as Cappy said it. You just flick your Joy-Cons to the side and Mario just kind of like spins and he'll throw Cappy. Though you actually don't need a Joy-Cons to unleash it, they for some reason don't tell you it though. But anyway, the first mission for Wooded Kingdom, Road to the Sky Garden. So what I mean by, wait, did you hear something? But what I mean by the spin throw is you'll flick it to the side, and he does that. Another thing you can do is twirl Mario, and when he spins like that, just press Y, and then he'll throw Cappy, and it'll automatically do it like that. Recent events have initiated my Panic and Spin routine. Panic and Spin. These are honestly like one of my favorite races in the entire game. What are they called actually? Yeah, they're called the Steam Gardeners. They're easily one of my favorite races in the entire game, just because like how robotic they are. We're going to talk about shops a bit later, just because they aren't as relevant to me yet. We are programmed to grow flowers, to throw out the flowers are programmed to grow. I just love them so much. But anyway, here is Sphinx. Greetings, traveler, and to your hat as well. Can you answer my riddle? What does the monster want from this kingdom? Flowers? You are correct. Perhaps that wasn't much of a riddle. Anywho, proceed. You're gonna find Sphinx throughout the game, and he'll basically have quizzes for you that you need to solve. But, yeah, I think the theme that plays here in Wooded Kingdom, I think this is like one of the most popular Super Mario Odyssey themes, actually. But anyway, time for a new enemy, the Piranha Plant. Oops. The Piranha Plants. Basically, Piranha Plants in this game, they will spit poison constantly. And so what you want to do is throw Cappy at them. They'll eat, or the Piranha Plant will eat Cappy, and then you can just kick them. These guys are called the Uproots. They're one of my favorite capturable enemies in the game. Partially because of little sound effect they make. They're like boing, boing. It's just kind of something about it's just kind of really cute. But yeah, something actually this isn't one of my more favorite themes, but I can see why people like it. It kind of has a very retro sense to it, which I'll definitely give the theme that, even if it's not one of my more favorites. But one thing that's interesting about Piranha Plants is you can actually capture them, and it's one of the more lesser-known capturable enemies. What you have to do is kick a rock at them and make them eat it. If I could do it, please. Okay, hold on, let me see. No, okay, we'll show it another time, but basically you have to make them you have to kick a rock into them, and that'll make their mouth stuffed with the rock, and then you can throw Cappy at them to capture them. Anyway, we got our first Power Moon. And yeah, so to lead this kingdom, you need to get 16 Power Moons. So it's definitely going to be more than just one part, unlike the Lake Kingdom. Wooded Kingdom definitely has some of them more moons. It's I think it's the third most moon populated kingdom after Sand Kingdom and one other kingdom that we haven't visited yet. But what I love about this kingdom is how beautiful it is, just like having the natural forest and all these flowers like this. They get really creative. And if you look up, basically the kingdom is basically isolated in like a biodome, basically. Because if you look at the edges, it looks like a planetarium almost. So there's a really creative way of doing like the forest area of a game. So, you know, real good props to them for that. Anyway, we need to climb to the top of the Sky Tower. So we're gonna be activating these P-switches that, like, have all these flowers going on them. We actually don't need an uproot at the... Make me eat my words, actually. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I didn't want him to touch me. The 8-bit rendition of this theme actually is pretty good, I would say. I think there's like 1 or 2 8-bit sections, actually. I think we actually are going to be getting one of the 8-bit moons during our first time here in the Wooded Kingdom. Yeah, actually, I remember which one it is, actually. But here we are at the top of the Sky Garden Tower, and who's there to wait for us but the Brutals? Too late, chumps! We snagged the soiree bouquet already! Now, why don't you scram so we can grab the rest of the flowers as well? Or maybe I'll just make you scram! Alright, time for the last of the Brutals. We have Spew Word. I was going to say Spew Purr. So, for what he's going to do is he's basically going to be spitting poison out. And you want to throw Cappy at him to make him, to clear a path and then take off his hat as well. In his in-hat phase, he's going to be basically very violently vomiting out like this. And he's going to go kind of in a pattern. I don't think you can end this phase prematurely. So what I recommend instead is clear a path near the middle and then just spam the hat bro. Because you can actually hit him before he even gets off his attack. He's like the only one I think you can, actually, no, you can get Topper off without him attacking as well, so... But yeah, Spearport can be... He's sometimes the hardest one for me, actually, because, just because of how big his hitbox is, it's kind of awkward to jump on him and not jump into him instead. So sometimes I take, like, pot shot damage just because I misjudged my jumps and I instead, like, jumped into his head, basically. And that's another 3 Power Moons. But just like the Sand Kingdom, we ain't done just yet when it comes to the story. Yeah! Then it's time for the next mission, Path to the Secret Flower Field. And it looks like we got an unwelcome visitor coming in. Alright, what do you guys say now? Did I see something just land up there? The monster servants take our flowers again. Panic cycle initiating. Another unidentified thing flew by, or perhaps the same thing. It is unclear. What will become of the secret flower fields? Oh, and so right here, these flowers, you grab them with Cappy, and once you grab them, Mario goes really fast. But you want to be careful because if you run into a wall, you just immediately bump off like that. It's a pretty cool mechanic, though. Okay, so instead, now we want to go to the left, and these are... What are these called? I think these are called Shermans. Like, I think there's a kind of tank called Shermans. Right here, you want to hit them with Cappy, and you get these huge seeds that create beanstalks. Pretty cool. And we want to actually turn around. Here we go, yeah. Here is the force charging station. We're going to be back later, but I really like this plate. It's a funny little joke that they have going on right here. It's pretty funny. Anyway, we want to come down here, and we want to keep on going. And we got a couple more Shermans, and we want to destroy this rock wall right here to get up. You don't have to destroy the entire rock wall to progress. It's not necessary, but it may be a bit more convenient for you. But basically, you at least want to make yourself a path that you can traverse through. So let's do that. And there we go. There we go. I think that should be good enough for us. Yeah, okay. That's good enough. And there we go. Summit path. And you, what do you say? The secret flower field is ahead. Do not share. It's okay. Okay, I like this guy because look at how he's doing his arm. He's like ooga chugga, ooga chugga, ooga chugga. It's really funny. We're right there. We go. Oh, and by the way, these tanks do contact damage to you. So if you just walk into it, you still take damage. But now we want to shoot these walls, shoot these Bowser symbols with the Sherman's shot. You know, I love how PG these are, because you see, like, it's basically all it does is, like, confetti blows up. It's not like an actual... It doesn't, like, actually blow up. Or, it doesn't actually, like, have an explosion effect, really. It's just, like, confetti. But alright, we unlocked the way to the... We unlocked the path to the secret flower field. Got my words muddled there. But now it's time for the final story mission of the Wooded Kingdom. Defend the secret flower field. And as you can probably guess, we got ourselves a boss fight coming up. Looks like the secret flower field is just through here. Ready? Yes, I am. And look at this. We got some unidentified object sucking up all the flowers. And you can see the damage that it's doing. Oh no, it's taking all the flowers. So, with this uproot, let's uproot this villainous scheme. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Must have all the flowers. Do not mess with me, biped! Alright, time for the next boss of the game, Torque Drift. What he's going to be doing is he's going to summon these three balls, basically, that you want to use to uproot to bust open. And while you're trying to do that, he's going to be shooting lasers at you. Once you destroy all of them, he's going to expose his soft part, and then you can just uproot right into him. Alright, now then, he's going to be sending out these rings of energy, basically, at you, and you want to use the uproot to avoid them. For the uproot, you can either use B to go up, or you can shake the Joy-Cons to go up faster and higher, but I wouldn't recommend using that as much. But he can be pretty easy to get at least the first hit off of, because of how he always doesn't move at first. But sometimes he's going to move in a circle like that, and then he's eventually going to stop to shoot you with lasers, and that's your opportunity to hit him if you can't time it correctly. But that's hit number 2. Just like that. And now he's going to get a lot more aggressive when it comes to these. But, you know, he's definitely one of the cooler looking bosses of the game, though. Like, it's such a very interesting design, because you see he's like he almost looks like a giant flower on his own. But then it's like how his eyes also look. Like, he's just really cool looking. But it's time for that final hit. There we go. And that's another multi-moon for us. So let's claim it. But there we go. We technically brought peace to this kingdom to some extent, anyway. Yeah. And now, just like the other kingdoms, we basically have free reign of the place now. Smell those flowers. The flowers have bloomed at 137% over average. Increased flower coverage, botany successful. I will continue watering until everything is sufficiently moist. I feel like that could be very much taken out of context. But, so yeah, we brought peace to the Wooded Kingdom by defeating Spuper of the Brutals and Torque Drift. And in the next episode, we're going to be getting the rest of the Power Moons that we need to leave the Wooded Kingdom. So I'll see you all then.
Here we go, off the rails. Don't you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never know.